Hello and welcome. My name is Alan. This was meant to be Friday's video, but I'm filming this late. I don't know why. I just couldn't bring myself to film earlier. I just didn't feel like it. Anyway, that said, what we are going to talk about today is how those who are willing to bend the knee to Trump, to cave in to Trump, to give in to Trump, to bow to the pressure from Trump, ultimately are backing his evil because they are not willing to stand up to it. That if you don't stand up and say no, then you're more or less giving them free reign. You know, Dr. King said it was the middle grounders who frustrated him the most. There were allies, no issues with them. Those who actually were vocal and said they were against him, he understood them completely. But it was always the middle grounders who hemmed and hawed and said, can't you find a better way, or can't you slow down, or Hitler easily took power because there were so many willing to bend the knee to make their lives easier. And in a modern day America where we are trapped in this demonic capitalist system where making the biggest buck is all that matters, not even human life, they gladly bend the knee. They gladly bow. And yeah, it's part of what's hurting America. And it's only going to be worse because they are the peoples who had an ability to push back. But they say, oh, we're just trying to survive. I don't want to cause too much ruckus. No! If you don't try to fight for freedoms, then things only get worse. This is the kind of situations you are supposed to push back on. But no, they don't care about freedoms. They don't care about rights. It's only pleasing those in power so they continue to operate. Honestly, I feel if we ever do get out of this, all these people who bend the knee and make it easier for him to take power and steal rights, steal freedoms, they are just as guilty as he is, as his administration is, as Republicans are. And I think if there are any businesses like that and stuff, they should have their right to operate as a business ripped away, give the monetary death penalty, and just cease the company. Because, yeah, you have sold your soul to continue making money. But anyway, let's get into this. First, let's talk. Yeah, there's some colleges who have caved to Trump's demands. Yeah, 4 months ago, Columbia University caves to demands to restore $400 million from the Trump administration. The measures include empowering security officers to arrest people and reassigning control of the Middle East Department. See, there is no freedom of speech. There is no push for greater intelligence, for greater knowledge, for a greater populace. No. It's, well, we need 400 million. Honestly, for what you have done, you should be cut from existence if we ever get out of this. From Demand Justice, standing up to the big law cowards. There's a lot of law firms who have bent the knee to Trump. They should be cut from existence if we ever get out of this. Demand Justice is tracking the law firms that are caving to Trump. Not every law firm has given in, but too many have. And what comes next could be even worse. These firms are shaping the future of the American democracy, not in the courtroom, but in cowardice. When even legal elites bow down and lend their names and reputation to authoritarian actors, they're not neutral, they're complicit, like I said already. Yeah, if you're not fighting back against it, you're allowing it, you're helping them. That's just a fact. Because you're not doing anything to stop the evils. Well, I didn't participate. Well, you allowed them. If you don't fight back, you're allowing them to do what they're doing. Targeting of law firms and lawyers under the second administration. Firms specifically targeted by the presidential memo or executive order. Covington and Burling, Elias Law Group, Jenner and Block, Paul, Weiss, Rifkin, Wharton and Garrison, Perkins Coie, Sussman Godfrey, Wilmer, Cutler, Pickering, Hale and Dorr, attorneys targeted specifically by presidential memo or executive order. Alvin Bragg, Norman Eisen, Mark Elias, Letitia James, Peter Koski, Lisa Monaco, Mark Pomerantz, James Quarles, Jack Smith, Andrew Weissman, Mark Zaid, or Zaid, I'm not sure, I think it's Zaid, but Aaron Zebley. Yeah. $940 million pro bono services promised. These are the groups and the amount they've promised. Look at this. A&O Shearman, Cadwallader, Wickersham, and Taft, Kirkland and Ellis, Latham and Watkins, Milbank, Paul, Weiss, Rifkin, Wharton and Garrison, Thompson, Thatcher and Simpson, Thatcher and Bartlett, Skaden, Arps, Slate, Meager, and Flom, and Wilkie, Farr, and Gallagher. So a lot of law firms bending the knee after being targeted. Not all of them are mentioned promising pro bono or whatever. But yeah. Some have been brought up in cases they got listed there, but it's disgusting. Trump demands a recount from America's number crunchers. Yeah, he fires the Bureau of Labor Statistics head, a woman who's literally studied how to get statistics. That's her job, and she knows how to do it. But because President Pedophile doesn't like it, yeah. He fires her. President Pedophile looks like he wants to put his stamp on some of America's most important numbers, telling his Commerce Department to start work on a new and highly accurate census based on modern day facts and figures. One, he said, would exclude undocumented immigrants from the count and draw on last year's presidential election results. It's gonna make it goddamn fucking unrepresentative of the populace that it is in the U.S. Whether you like it or not, they fucking live here. They provide fucking money by buying things, provide fucking taxes because they pay in. They don't get a lot of the benefits of taxes, like Social Security, but y'all stupid and voted for President Pedophile. Anyway, because y'all dumb fucks. Dumbass cock-sucking sons of bitches. Anyway, from the Center on American Progress, dangers of obeying, for risk for organizations bowing to the pedophile administration. They're demanding unprecedented power and punishing those who refuse to comply, but civil society, acting peacefully with collective courage, can build a stronger democracy. Giving in to threats without a fight grants the administration powers and its actions legitimacy that it does not necessarily possess. Again, it don't matter if you agree with them or not. If you don't tell them no, if you don't push back, if you don't try to show a spine, then you're giving them power. That is just the way life is. I don't care if you don't like being labeled that way. That's just a fact. You're going to have to get the fuck over it. Organizations that cave to initial demands are facing increased pressure for more concessions and greater government involvement in their affairs. Yeah, he, just like any other fascist or Nazi fuck, you give him an inch, he'll go further. He'll take a mile. It's, again, another reason you don't give in to these fucks. Compromising on values undermines institutional credibility and alignment with many peers who are standing up. Yeah. You know, if you don't stand up like the others, you make them more of a target. Have you ever seen the fucking political cartoons where you have the man whipping. There's one in particular, I remember. A man standing on the end of a rock face whipping all these people, and they're bowed down. One man stands up in front, and the guy's still using the whip. But the guy stands up. He's like, no. This causes a few behind him to stand up. And the guy's still trying to crack the whip. And finally, everybody's standing. The guy is, he's trying to crack the whip again and sound as threatening as it was before. And everybody just turns and walks away from him, and the guy falls off the plank that was held by everybody else holding him up there. You don't give in to these people. Tide shifting against presidential overreach, with many organizations standing up find themselves in solidarity with others, which can be a vital factor in slowing democratic backsliding. There are groups standing up, and I'm happy for it. Civil society organizations' decisions today will likely have an outsized impact on the trajectory of U.S. democracy, raising the urgency of holding the line against authoritarianism. Absolutely. Absolutely. And to even top that off, we have from The Guardian here. Stop bending the knee to Trump. It's time for anticipatory non-compliance. I've already been I protested on the first No Kings protest day. I've been against this bastard since before he won. Because I knew the evils he represented. I saw some of the glimmers of his actions in the first term. But again, as happens here, there's a lot of dumb fucks who won't listen. They're too goddamn stupid. And their heads are buried in the fucking right-wing talk space that, oh, God, Emperor Trump will save us. No, he won't. President Pedophile doesn't care about the working people, about the average people. That's why that fucker needs to be put on fucking trial and ripped from power. And all his sycophants in elected office should be ripped from power and put on trial. Yeah. There is no. You should never give in to these monsters. These vile figures. But those who do, you are more or less just giving him more power. You're not just, oh, I'm just trying to... No. There's never a non-political issue. I had a fight with someone I went to school with over one of the social media. He's like, why does everything have to be political with you? Because almost every goddamn thing we do in life is either political or affected by politics. I'm sorry you're too goddamn unwilling to recognize that, and you're too goddamn stupid. But that's the fucking facts, and you're gonna have to get the fuck over it, or fucking get the fuck out of society. This is life, motherfucker. This is everything. And it fucking matters. Fuck President Pedophile. Fuck JD Couchfucker. Fuck all his cabinet hand-picked shitbags. Fuck Nazis. Fuck fascists. Fuck all the Republican members in Congress that have just allowed him to play Joffrey, King Boy. This is fucking sick and disgusting. And we need to push back. I ain't saying commit violence. I'm saying he needs to understand he cannot simply just cow everyone into submission. Sometimes you need to stand up. Sometimes you need to yell when times are even the darkest. When standing out like a sore thumb may hurt you. But you need to do it. Because it's the right thing to do. But there's so many, like I said, there's so many cowards out there who are making things rough for everybody. Anybody else, though, you need to push back in what way you can. Again, I'm not calling for violence. But there needs to be a strong wave of non-compliance, of acts that will hurt businesses if they support him. Anything non-violent you can do to push back. Because we're on the ledge. A lot of people might even say, yeah, we're already over the ledge. We're falling into the sea below. But if you're going to stand up, you have to do it now. Don't be like some of these cowards. Anyway, we'll go ahead and end this episode there. As always, educate thyself. Think, read, study, learn. Someone tells you something you have trouble believing. Ask them to cite their sources. I'll be putting my links and sources in the description box below the video. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. Until then, later.